Hi, it's Sharon, and I hope you're not getting sick of me. But last time I sat down to do the video and I talked about the secret and manifestation, that's not what I sat down to do. I actually sat down to do the white candle story. So sometimes when I'm teaching, I ask my students, I say, if you want to have faith or you want to believe or you don't know what you believe, you've got to stay and hear the white candle story. Now, if you're not religious and you don't believe in anything, then don't listen to it, or listen to it and you may have faith afterwards. So as a real estate professional and a loan officer, I have been through the ups and downs of every real estate, good times and bad. And I had a time in my life where I had bought so many properties. I had 12 rental properties, and then we had the mortgage meltdown. Well, as a professional loan officer who was making between $15,000 and $20,000 a month, life was good, and renters were paying, and everything was normal. And all of a sudden the crash happened, and I had to rob Peter to pay Paul. I had to figure out where I was going to get money from. I had to figure out how to feed my son, how to feed our dogs, and how to make ends meet. And it just wasn't happening. So literally I took jobs to try to make it happen. And I worked at Forest Lawn, a little place called Forest Lawn, a cemetery. And I worked at another place that was a timeshare, WorldMark by Wyndham. And so I started working at WorldMark by Wyndham, and I became one of their top salespeople, and I was doing really well. And I loved the job because it was only 6 miles from home. And here I'm driving my big old Hummer that gets 10 miles to the gallon, and I have no gas. So I'm thinking, this is great. And by the time I got done being one of their top producers, I was able to be one of the presenters. And when you're the presenter, you actually present the timeshare. After you present the timeshare, you know, everybody goes out to the little place. There goes my dog. He's walking by, Willie. And you present. And then when all the buyers go out to the areas with the salespeople, you get a percentage of what they get. And if there's any people left to talk to somebody, the person presenting gets to talk to them. So I thought everything was going great. And they called me in the office and they said, well, Sharon, you know, we're going to send you over to the Riverside office. And I thought, oh my God, you know, I can't drive to the Riverside office. I told them I can't. I'm like, what did I do wrong? They're like, well, we want you to be the presenter all the time in Riverside. So I started working in Riverside, and I really didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have enough money for gas. It was too far. My truck sucked up the gas. I don't know if any of you have been there, but you're at a point where you don't know what you're going to do next. So I went in and I did my presentation. And after the presentation, I was sitting at my desk, and everybody had somebody that they were working with. And there was a girl sitting next to me. Her name was Regina. And so Regina's sitting there next to me, and we're sitting there, and she's like, yeah, there's not enough people for everybody. And I said, I'm sorry you didn't get anyone. And I said, I had a great presentation. And so if somebody's not in the presentation, they can't come in the area to talk to the salespeople, because the salespeople, if we get 3 people and we don't sell to them, we're fired. And I already had 2. So I was sitting there with her, and she's like, yeah, I already have 2 also. And then all of a sudden this man came out of the presentation room. And I don't know who I'm going to get to play this guy in our movie, because this is in the movie. And he came out and he just looked like he walked out of the Bible. And I looked at Regina, I go, that dude looks like he walked out of the Bible. And she goes, well, he looks like he should be in a Clairol commercial, because he had this great, beautiful hair. I go, he just seems so peaceful. I go, but I'm not taking him. You got to take him. She goes, well, Sharon, I'm not taking him. I have 2 already. I cannot. She was pregnant. She was about 6 months along. And she's like, I can't afford to lose my job. And I said, but I'm the presenter, so I don't take anybody until everybody has somebody. So as we're arguing, he's walking calmly over to my desk. And we didn't wear name badges, and we really didn't know, nobody knew our names. And he walked up and he sat down at my table. And I'm sitting there going, oh God, why is he sitting here? And I looked at him and I said, you know, are you here for the timeshare presentation? And I started talking to him about it. And I said, well, you know, you really need to see the presentation before you sit down. And he said to me, Sharon, I'm not here for the timeshare. And he literally leaned over my desk and he held my hands like he was going to ask me to marry him. And he said, Sharon, I was in here to tell you that you're never going to have a problem with your finances, that you're always going to be fine. God sent me here to make sure that you have faith. And I don't know what I thought, because at that time I was raised Catholic. I had gone back and forth to churches. I didn't know what I believed at the time. And I thought he was crazy. And so thinking he's crazy, I didn't know what to think. And so, I listened to what he had to say, and he told me to stop by the store and buy a white candle. Hence the reason the story is called the White Candle Story. And I was raised Byzantine Catholic, which is not Roman Catholic. So in Byzantine Catholics, we didn't have all those candles, or I didn't learn about the candles and how to pray to a candle. And I didn't know anything he was talking about, but he told me to buy a white candle on my way home and to pray and to know that God was going to help me. And I had no idea what to think. I don't want to cry. So anyway, I got in my car. I had not enough gas to get home, but I barely made it by the grace of God. And on my way home, I called my boyfriend and I said, Richard, I don't know if you know how hard it is right now for me and what I'm going through, but you got to hear this story. And I told him the whole story and what had happened. And he said, well, are you going to do it? And I said, well, I don't know. Why? He goes, what do you have to lose? And I said, nothing. I said, but I don't even think I have the money for the candle. I mean, I might have enough money to put an ounce of gas in my car, but I don't know. And he goes, just do what you got to do. So I stopped at Save-Ons. That's where CVS was, Save-Ons at the time. And I'm going to have to hold right there because I want to make sure I can upload this.